Hello, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. We're going to play a little bit of Ironsworn today. I am joined, of course, by, look, it's Blue Jay. Hi, Blue Jay.
It's me.
Hello. Hello. So I guess apparently you enjoyed the last time that we played this game together because you decided to come back and play some more.
No, I'm a glutton for punishment. So I play so many games with you.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Sure. I mean, either way is fine. I mean, you chose to come back and subject yourself to my terrible characters. So
it's true.
I am glad to have you. So yeah, we're gonna play some more Ironsworn. We're gonna be playing the same characters that we played last time. I'm gonna continue, of course, to play Nebakey half elven, and Blue Jay is going to play Joa of the Knife, and we're gonna go on another adventure. Now, let's talk about today's game and what we want to do, because I've kind of had since, I guess, session 9, I've had this kind of like background villain that I haven't really been dealing with.
Okay.
We made a witch very angry in session 9 because we came to save her boyfriend and then he died, and we didn't kill her. We just paralyzed her, and then I tied her to a rock, and then I ran away.
That's not good. Don't
Listen, she was ensorcellating this Ironsworn guy, and I had to go save him, and then so I did. Also, that was the session where I let another NPC that was helping me die in a flood, and I didn't.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yes. I remember the dying in a flood part.
Yeah, sorry. One of my like starting NPC bonds.
Is she confirmed dead?
She is. Yes. Nebakey doesn't know that yet, but the oracles were like, yeah, she's toast.
Okay.
She died. Yes. So yeah, we could either do another different sort of random one, or we could go out to the Evergreen Ruins and we could delve around a little, and then we could maybe fight that witch.
In terms of like fiction driving mechanics, or like what we're gonna do next, do you think Nebakey would just immediately be like, oh, like, here's a new person I know, you want to come help me with this massive quest? Do you want to like elide that we've done various and sundry like smaller things in between?
I don't know. I feel like Nebakey would probably immediately just be like, so I have this problem and now we're friends, so you have to help me solve it, because that's what friends do.
No, that's great. That's totally fine with me. So like immediately after meeting, saving each other's lives like multiple times, then Nebakey is just like, let's go into the big quest.
It doesn't even need to be that. It could be literally like you could tolerate Nebakey for more than 10 minutes, and so she's like, good, how can I use you to solve my other problems?
Right. Okay.
Because she'd never admit it, but she's probably too scared to go and take on the witch by herself. So as soon as she has somebody that seems capable that she could put in front of her to be like, let's go handle this problem.
I mean, I seem capable, but this character is never leveled up at all. So
I mean, yeah. I've leveled twice, I think, total. I have a bunch of XP though, so maybe I should do that.
Yeah, because I looked at what Ironsworn has to say about your experience and how you gain it.
Yeah.
And we didn't really talk about this last time because it was uncertain whether I was going to come back or not, but it says when you fulfill your vow, you gain experience, and the amount of experience is based on the rank of the quest. So what was dangerous? 2?
Yeah, but you got a weak hit on the resolve move, so it means it's 1 less.
Oh, okay. So that's what that
means. It's full value on a strong hit, and then 1 less on a weak hit, and then if you miss on that roll, well,
mark experience. Okay, so I already marked that 1. Okay, and then where is spending experience on the?
So you pretty much exclusively spend experience on assets. I think it's 3 for a new one, and 2 experience for an existing one getting another checkbox.
Okay, so yeah, I see this advanced move here. So you have to focus on your skills, receive training, find inspiration, earn a reward, or gain a companion.
Companion in this game refers specifically
I know, it means
to
the cards.
The cards, yeah. Yeah. So in this case, if you have 2 experience, which you don't, you just have 1, right? You should be able to spend on other things. So,
oh man,
I think I'm going to spend some of my experience before we get started, because I have
definitely makes
1,
sense.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 7 experience right now.
Why have you not been spending your experience?
I don't know, just because I hadn't thought about it. So what I think I'll probably do is I'll just spend some experience to flesh out some of my my various assets that I already have.
Okay.
So I think I'll probably spend 2 on upgrading skirmisher so that I have all 3 for that one now. And then I'll spend another 2 to upgrade. That leaves me with 2. Actually, you know what? I'll keep these because I might want to take a new one after this adventure. So I'll spend 2 to fill out skirmisher, and then I'll just hang on to that other XP. And if something comes up or whatever, then I'll do it. I'm mostly interested. I took sighted recently, so I can get a +1 on facing danger or gathering information to detect or identify mystic forces.
Ooh, okay. That could be useful.
And I figured that might come up during the witch. The witch
for
thing.
sure.
Yeah. Skirmisher, it only really comes up in fights. I've used the first 2 of Skirmisher a bunch. I use it in every fight. It's just I don't always get into fights. I'm usually trying to run away. But I figure if we go and try to deal with this scary witch, then probably I'm gonna need that extra one. So yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for any of the sort of preamble stuff. Yeah, rather than go through all of the stuff for our truths again, if you want to get caught up on kind of the setting or the general stuff going on in the universe, just take a look at the previous episode. That'll fill you in. It'll let you know we did a little bit at the beginning explaining the whole world. So this one we'll treat it as sort of like a Joe of the Knife guest shot part 2, and we'll just jump in and I think start the thing. So how long ago do you think, like, I don't imagine it was very long, but how long ago do you think the last episode was? Like a couple of days?
Yeah, I think that it shouldn't have been too long because you were saying that Nebakey would literally be like, "Oh, we're friends now. Okay, well, I'm gonna rope you in on my quest."
Yeah, I remember saying that right at the end too, being like, "Hey, maybe you can help me with this
Yes,
thing
you
I'm
did.
dealing
Yeah,
with."
yeah.
Okay.
And I had failed to get the +2 to plan, so
Yeah.
but I feel like if it's a few days, it's kind of funny of like Joa goes back to Joa's ordinary life and is like, oh, that was just a blip, like this Nebakey person, it's fine. And then just like 3 or 4 days later, it's like, oh no.
There's no way that you would get a full day without me harassing you. Like if I find out you have
every
a house,
single day,
I will try to move in. I'll be like, You have a whole house? Look at all this room. I am just going to camp out on the floor for now.
You said it's not a house, it's a room in an inn.
Yeah, but if you're already paying for it, I'll be like, well, look at all this extra space you have. Because we gotta save our money for when we go on this epic quest now that we're best friends.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely.
It's been days without any kind of it's the opposite of isolation. I've not been alone in days, and I'm starting to go a little nuts.
Yeah, every morning it's like, what are we gonna do today? What are we gonna get up to? Wake up and I'm like passed out on your floor and like yeah. So basically, I've just been trying to get you to be a garbage bag like me. I'm like, let's go get drunk, and you're like, it's 8 a.m, and I'm like, hell yeah, it is. Right. And like, so just trying to kind of like coast on our recent sort of pseudo success. And then at some point, yeah, I'm like, all right, that's enough screwing around. I've got a cool quest for us to do. And everybody's going to be so impressed when we go kill this witch and we come back and we're like, yeah, we got her. Right. So I don't know if you need, like, again, we'll probably end up in that situation where we're both swearing slightly different oaths.
Right.
And yeah, but that's the thing where I'm just like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing right now? Hey, you want to go beat some guys up? Hey, want to get drunk? Hey, look, I found this dog. Can this be our dog?
So is this witch known to the people who live here? Like, would I already know when Nebakey brings up like, hey, a witch?
I don't think so. I was sent on that last mission by the Ironworkers Council, right? Like I found out about this missing dude, and Yeah, my old friend was working for the ironworkers and she cut me in on the job. And then I made it go bad for her and for the guy. But I think she's a secret. I think that the Witch of the Evergreen Ruins is only really known by a small number of people in Anuna because they
Okay.
don't consider her a threat. She's just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's some crazy old wizard. Nobody worries about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe the scene starts with Nebakey coming to or being with, like, laying on the ground really annoyed while Joe is trying to actually do something, and you suggest the witch again for, like, probably not the first or second time.
I'm probably like laying on the floor while you're doing something important, like sharpening your knife or something. And I'm like, hey, Joe, watch how many push-ups I can do. And then I can do like 3. And I'm like, okay, normally I could do more than that, but we were up late last night and so I'm tired. Just stop looking at me. Right. And then I get bored and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, bothering you, basically.
I was trying to sharpen my blade.
Well, it looks plenty sharp to me. I'm tired of this place. We got to go do something. Come on.
You can do things whenever you like.
Yeah, but it's no fun by myself.
What is it that you wish to do, Nebakey? Drinking, theft, murder?
I have never murdered anyone who didn't deserve it. All right. And I don't need a stealing thing. Look, I got a spear. I got this cool room. I have my new best friend.
This is my room.
It's our room, buddy.
It was my room.
Look, my bed's right there. And I just point to like a pile of like cloth in the corner. Listen, if you just want to sit here all day talking to your knife, you're going to go crazy.
I was going to be visiting Solana, but
You're on vacation. Come on. We did the whole boat thing. That's got to earn you a few days off. Let's take a trip. We can go out into the mountains. There's a witch. Huh? Yeah. Think about how cool it would be. We're going to go out into the mountains. We're going to find this witch. We're going to cut her head off and we're going to bring it back to town. We're going to be like, check it out. We killed this witch, everybody. And then everybody will be like, oh, you're the best. Oh, Joey, you're so handsome. We love you. Right?
if there was a witch in the mountains, why have I never heard of this person?
Because they're secret witches. They don't. If she was just up there with a big sign that said "Witch's House," don't you think that somebody would have gone up there and killed her already? This is a prime opportunity for us. Renown, excitement.
You can't really get renown if no one knows of the person that you're ridding them of.
Okay, all right. So before we go, we tell everybody there's a scary witch that lives out in the mountains, and then they're going to be terrified that the witch is going to come and turn them into, I don't know, a ham. And so then when they're all terrified, we just go up there and we solve this problem that they didn't know they have. It's not lying. The witch is out there. Can she turn you into a ham? I don't know. I'm too cool to get turned into a ham, but these people will be afraid of anything. And then when we come back, we can be the conquering heroes. It'll be beautiful.
When did you run into this witch in the first place? And how did you get out alive if she's so dangerous?
Because I am excellent at getting out of bad situations alive, as you have seen. And I found out about the witch because a friend of mine told me about her. And then I went out there to help my friend with a problem. And I did. And then we got away from the witch. And it wasn't a killing the witch situation. So I really didn't focus on that. But now we have all this time. And honestly, I'm going a little stir crazy in here. And I know you are too. I see the way you look at that knife. You got to come with me. It'll be good for you. A little vacation, get away from the city, the hustle and bustle, get out into the wilderness, do some hiking. Huh? It's good exercise.
This friend of yours, would they pay to see this witch murdered or killed or taken care of?
I can only imagine that if they could, they would be very happy to know that this witch was dead.
I'm not usually one to take jobs without the promise of reward.
Right. So that's why we just tell everybody about the witch first, and then we just wait for someone to hire us to deal with it, huh? We just let everybody know, there's this witch out there, and it's really scary, and it's going to come and eat your children. And if you don't hire a couple of super cool, tough badasses to go out there and deal with it, then you're going to be really sad. And then they'll give us a big bag of money. And then we go kill the witch, and we come back and we get even more money and renown. Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone that knows. If there's a witch in the mountains.
I know. I'm telling you, there's a witch out there. You don't believe me?
Someone who has money. We could talk to Solana. They might.
I don't want this to be a work trip. You're supposed to be on vacation, but like danger vacation.
I don't understand what you mean by vacation.
It's like when you work all the time and then you stop working and you go somewhere different.
And then you work there.
Well, no, but you do it because there's, you just want to stick around in Anuna your whole life? Look, no. I mean, listen, I love this thing you've got going on here. I'm really enjoying that corner of the floor, but you got to think bigger. Don't you want more out of your short, pathetic human life? Don't you want to see the world? Don't you want to go up in the mountains and fuck up some witch with me? Come on. It's going to be great.
So mechanically, I wonder if there's someone that we could go to talk to about, like, to prepare for or get information about this witch, or to like forge a like higher connection by taking care of the witch. And if not, then I think it would be a prime time to listen to the whispers of my blade about the witch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's kind of like a secret, and so
okay,
we could, like, I kind of do like the idea of spreading rumors about the witch to see if anybody will pay us to kill her.
Yeah.
Right, I want to generate, it's, what do they say, you got to make the job you want or whatever. So yeah, like, if you want to stay here and talk to your sword, I can go and instigate, plan, make the job that I want.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a gathering information sort of thing. But if there's not, like, maybe Joa tells Nebakey, like, you go and find what information or supplies you can, and I will find information here. And then I'll just ask my blade about it.
Okay. I wonder if we should do the oath first, though, because. Okay. Yeah, because then we're gathering information about the thing, right?
Okay. Yeah. So then we're probably having this discussion about, like, should we do this? Like, why does this need to be taken care of? Who is this task for? She's not hurting anybody, etc. And then there's a moment where Joe is just like, all right, Nebakey.
Yeah.
You've persuaded me that this witch, at the very least, needs to be investigated.
And I'm like, yeah, investigated.
So I will help you.
Awesome. Should we go, or do you need to pack?
I will swear a vow first, and then I will find what information I can about this person.
All right. You do that. I am going to get breakfast.
All right.
And then I leave. Well, I leave. I don't know if I go get breakfast. I probably get distracted.
Okay.
All right.
I swear a vow. I think that the thing that Joa wants here would be to make sure that the city and the people of Anuna are safe from this witch.
Yeah, because if there's a witch, like, if I'm not totally up my own ass, then there's danger, right? There's So, like, Joa doesn't know, having not been there, whether this witch is like a dangerous or just like an old hermit woman who lives in the mountains that Nebakey got scared of for some reason, Yeah.
So I think that for her, the goal is mostly to, like, make sure the city and the townspeople are safe from whatever this imagined or real threat is. So I will write that as my vow.
Okay. All right, I'm just making some notes.
Anuna. Where's the apostrophe in Anuna?
AN''UNA.
Okay. Make sure the people of Anuna are safe. No, are protected. Are sure from the threat of this woman in the mountains.
She's a witch.
The witch. Okay.
She's an actual witch.
All right. So how dangerous do you think this quest is?
Formidable?
Formidable. All right.
Or formidable?
Formidable.
I'm gonna swear an oath to kill that fucking witch. That's my goal. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
I promise I'm gonna mess her up. And this is personal. I don't need money for this shit. Let's go do it.
I'm making this vow to Anuna.
Yeah, makes sense because you're trying to protect it. Yeah.
I don't have a bond with Anuna. I didn't write down.
No, but doing a quest for them is a really good way to get that done. Right.
I only wrote down 2 of the 3 that I could have started with, though.
Yeah, I have one as the people of a place, so you could theoretically already have a bond with them if that's something that you feel like.
I feel like I would.
Okay.
I would have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Anuna. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you got a +1?
Yes.
All right, rock and roll.
Swear an iron vow. +1. Let's see. First roll of the session. Let's see how it goes.
Good start. You got a 5 on your action die and a 6 and a 10. Cool.
Okay, so on a miss, you face a significant obstacle before you can begin your quest. Envision what stands in your way and choose one. You either press on and suffer -2 momentum, or you give up. I'm going to press on, obviously, because we're doing this. I'll suffer the momentum. And I think that the thing is that I just have absolutely zero information about this or like why it's important or why the city needs protecting. So I think that the thing I need to do is what I was planning to do in the first place, which is ask the knife. To get that information.
Okay.
So Joa is like, Nebakey has left, and there's probably a moment where Joa like kneels on her mat to make the vow and then looks around at all of Nebakey's shit everywhere and is like, I can't do this with everything. So then she cleans up her room and then she does it again, and she kneels and she takes the blade in her hand. And she goes to swear the vow, and then while she's holding the blade, it like cuts her again. And she like jerks back a little because that's not ordinarily how a successful vow goes. Yeah. And the whispers start, and the blade like whispers to her, or it's not exactly words. I think it just is like it expresses to her that she cannot swear a vow if she does not know why she is swearing the vow. And so then she would kneel and listen to the whispers of like the blade and be like, okay, so like, who is this witch? Why is she dangerous? Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. And so then I would do the gathering information roll, but you can swear a vow first if you want.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go try to see if I can drum up someone who will pay me to deal with this. So I think probably I am going to. What do you think this role is? Do you think it's like
in order you're trying to find someone who will pay you?
Well, so what I'm trying to do is like scare up some. I'm basically just trying to be a huckster, right? Like I'm coming into town and I'm like,
I think it's securing an advantage.
You got trouble with a capital T, right?
Yeah, because I think you're gonna try to secure an advantage, and on a strong hit, you would gain +1 on your vow, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I'm gonna go out and be like, I'm gonna fearmonger for a little bit until somebody is like, but someone has to deal with the witch, and I'll be like, well, thank goodness I'm here. Right? Like literally the plot of The Music Man. Like I'm going into town, getting everybody all panicky, and then convincing, and then just being like, don't worry, everyone. I've got it under control. Okay. All right. So yeah, make preparations, attempt to gain leverage. I think secure advantage with deception, stealth, or trickery. I think I'm out there just bullshitting people. Okay. All right. So let me just make a note. I decided we ought to get paid for this job after all. Told a few stories about how scary the witch is and how definitely important it is that we get rid of her. There we go. Cool. So I go out and I talk us up. So I'm going to try to secure an advantage with shadow. All right, here we go. I have 7 momentum right now.
Sick.
It wouldn't surprise me if I blew it all before I left. And yeah, this I get my pretender bonus. I would really like if on the pretender asset card there was just a checkbox somewhere that I could indicate whether I was currently active or not, because I keep having to remember like did I blow it on my secret identity, or is it currently active? But I get a +2 on this move. So let's see how it goes. Securing advantage with shadow, +2 for my fake identity. Here we go. Fear-mongering Sabine. I could burn momentum for a weak hit, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
Because I don't want to miss. I want to get paid for this, so I will definitely do that. Okay, and then on a weak hit, I got +1 momentum. So I go back up to +3. So miss. Burn momentum. +1 momentum. Okay. And then, yeah. And then, so what I do is I go out and I basically just tell a bunch of people about how scary this witch is. And I just fearmonger. I'm just like, there's a witch in the hills. Oh no, she's so dangerous. And then
she turned me into a newt.
Yeah. And then I let that percolate a little. And then I'm like, but I'm going back. And I'm going to protect this town, and I'm going to kill that witch. I'm the only one, right? She drove me off, but I'm ready for round 2. Don't you want me to kill the witch? Come on, boys. Throw some money in the hat. I'm going to go kill the witch. Okay. So the fun thing will be whether I tell you about any of this or not.
Right, of course.
Okay. All right. So I get this roll, and then it's a weak hit, so it's a hit. So I wonder... I guess I can just make the vow, right? And then that'll determine it. Okay. So I swear to these goons that I will kill the witch. And if I swear under the promise of payment, add +1 and give the quest a special mark. When I successfully fulfill my vow, I'll get +3 wealth for that.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. A short-lived advantage. Yeah, I get them all fired up. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to make another roll. And this time... I will swear an iron vow. Okay. And that is swear an iron vow. Here we go. Heart. And I have a +1.
I thought how much was it for your fortune hunter? I thought it was +2.
No, it's only +1.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered if it was +2.
I rolled a 4. My challenge dice are an 8 and a 7. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark my failure track.
So why do you track failure? What is that?
Oh, it's a special progress move that you can optionally do if you are tracking. So every time you fail, you mark 1. Do you want to start one?
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
It's a progress. So it's a special progress track. And each time you fail, you mark 1 tick. And then when you think your character is ready to learn from their failures, you resolve the progress. You conclude it just like you would a journey or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And if you succeed, you can get some experience.
I would love more experience.
So I guess what happens is that I go out there.
So you just mark it as failures under progress?
So I created a progress track called failures. So many failures. And I set it as epic. It doesn't matter. Each time you
Okay.
fail, it's one line. So it is basically tracks like an epic
The
quest.
whole line or just a dash?
Just the like one.
Okay.
The worst amount you can get. The
Okay, the
smallest
lowest.
advance.
Okay.
Yeah. Takes forever to learn anything.
Do you mark that as well when you burn momentum to turn it into a week?
No.
Okay.
Only
So
when
only
it's-
when
only
you
when
live
it's a
with the
fail.
failure. Okay.
Yeah. Great. Well, I failed. I failed to swear my iron vow. I miss. So a miss on swear an iron vow, same as you. Significant obstacle. Envision what stands in your way. They won't pay me. Or maybe I can't. Like, suffer -2 momentum and do what you can to overcome the obstacle. Oh, God. Maybe I have to prove that I'm tough. Maybe that's what happens. I think they just don't think that they're like, I think that the spreading of the rumor is better than the like, and now I'll solve it. And they're like, no, we should get like
someone who's
someone
fancier
good
than
and
you.
serious
Yeah.
and real and not you fucking jerk. I mean, they know me as like a badass mercenary. So maybe now I need to compel them. Maybe I need more than that, right? For them to pay me. Yeah. So
Okay.
-2 momentum and do what you must to overcome this obstacle. Let me see. So momentum goes down to 1. So the obstacle is that they just don't believe that I'm tough. So I guess I will just pick the loudest loudmouth and kick the living hell out of him. So yeah, some guy is like, we don't need you, girl. I can do it. And he's like, blah, I've got this axe. I'm so tough. So I'm going to kick him in the nuts until he stops moving and then be like, any other complaints? Anybody else? Anyone else want some? All right. Yeah. So let me do that. And then we'll see what serious important things we can learn from your magic knife.
Serious and important.
Yeah, the secure advantage gives me the promise of payment. The complication is that I think they want to send a bunch of them with me, and I don't want that, right? This is what I'm doing, is I'm telling them, like, I don't need you. I might, if I fail this, I'm going to come home with, like, an obnoxious tag-along. But I know how to get rid of obnoxious tag-alongs, especially in the mountains. So let me face danger. I'm going to try to beat this guy up. I am doing it with, iron, which I'm not great at, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, you couldn't hide from Joa that you looked for someone to pay for this if you come back with an obnoxious tag along.
Yeah. All right. So some guy is like, you can't do it alone. I'm coming with you and my axe. And I'm like, no, shut up. And I try to beat him up. All right, here we go.
I have a friend from
Hey,
Canada.
I got a weak hit. All right. I come back hurt because I come back with like a black eye and I'm like, I got it. We're good. All right.
Okay.
So let me mark that progress. That's perfect. Okay. So face danger with iron, weak hit, and what is do I get any benefit? Oh yeah, endure harm. Endure 1 harm. I wrote down endure 1 harem. Okay.
I mean, I don't think that would be endure as a verb, but
I mean, maybe the harem is doing the enduring and Nebakey is the one to be endured. Okay, so I got one more quick roll to do. I have to endure harm at my 3 health. Here we go. So watch me die trying to get out here. Okay, on a miss, -1 momentum. Fantastic.
you have 0 momentum now?
Yeah. I'm gone for a long time, and I come back smelling like booze with a black eye, but I slam a letter down on the table that's like there's a bunch of like X's on the bottom of them because I got a bunch of people who don't know how to read to sign, and I'm like, these guys are going to pay us to take out the witch. And this big black, it's like, I did it. I fucking did it, my dude. We're good. Okay, all right, so let me note that. Endure harm, miss. And that is minus, when I say -1 momentum. I'm gonna miss this dump. Okay, so the locals, once I told them all about the witch, were very enthusiastic about getting out there and killing her off. Unfortunately, I had to do some convincing to get them to pay us to do it for them. Perfect. Okay. All right. So while I'm out there doing that hard work, what are you doing?
So Joa was kneeling and then the blade was like stabbing her, like, you're being stupid. You should know more things about this before you swear an iron vow, because she's very serious about her iron vows. Still kneeling, still holding the blade. She changes the way she's holding it because like when she swears an iron vow, it's like laying flat on her palms, or something. And she holds it in both hands by the pommel or the hilt or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And she has the tip of the dagger like pointed at her belly, almost like she's being submissive to the spirit in the knife. And she asks of it, like, I think it's more of like mental, like she doesn't say out loud, but in her head she's like, tell me of this witch, tell me of the threat in the mountains, tell me what we must do. And she's going to gather information with the help of the spirit in her blade, who her great grandma Kira. So let's do that.
Yeah, do it.
Gather information. Is that a wits thing? It had wits as a thing.
I think so, yeah.
It just said wits, so. God,
why are we doing so badly? Oh, I also have to mark another failure for my own.
Okay, so
crap.
On a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price. So first I'm going to mark a miss because I'm doing that now. And then what's pay the price again?
Maybe it's like the Palantir where the knife shows you, like, gives you access to something that you shouldn't have, or something that like scares or like damages I was thinking like endure stress, right? That like
I have to endure stress because of this move anyway.
Yeah.
I endure 2 stress because of asking my ancestors about this anyway.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those like grim visions of this horrible witch and her overgrown nightmare kingdom.
Make the most obvious negative outcome happen. Okay, so I feel like the thing is that honestly, I ask about the witch, and like maybe whatever spirit is in the blade is like, how dare you try and like snuff out this living powerful woman. Like, it's a matriarchal blade, it's a matriarchal figure, and so it like, I'm holding it over my stomach, and I think that like it shocks me into like kind of stabbing myself.
Well, the other thing is that she's not human. This witch is a firstborn, so like that it's not like I think there's a lot of the sort of most obvious like Arthur Miller cornball approach to this is like, oh, she's just an innocent woman, but she's not. She's like a fake creature that hates humanity. We already know that, so we can't veer too far into that direction.
Right. But the spirit was put into iron. Like, it's not
right. Iron hates elves even more than humans do.
Like, it
iron kills them.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. That's the only reason I could get away. Yeah, elves and iron do not get along.
Okay, I wasn't familiar with this history of elves and iron. Okay. I think that because I don't think it gives me the answers, obviously, because I failed entirely. So it doesn't give me any answers. Yeah, I think she just like it kind of like yells a bunch of information at her in a language and like a temperament that she can't understand, and also the blade like slips into her skin where she holds it, because like the part of this process of asking for something is like being in some kind of like supplication to this spirit, and like with the shock of like this sudden yelling, like she actually like hurts herself. So I think it's harmful.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't get any answers because I don't want to do more stress, because I just took 2 just asking. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to endure stress and then endure harm as well.
Yeah. And let me just check that I then endure stress. Okay. Does the amount of harm, it's just 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I will endure stress and then endure harm. So roll spirit or heart check. It chooses which one's higher for you. There's no modifier. Haha! I didn't fail this time.
Nice, good work.
So I can either get that spirit back or take a momentum. What's my momentum at right now? I'm gonna take a momentum.
Okay.
And then I have to endure harm also.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. I stab myself. An opportunity.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
So it's a strong hit, and I can take another momentum, I think is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Like all of this like stress and pain is giving me opportunity, and the opportunity in this, like this was from stabbing myself. I don't on accident from I think it's that the blood when she stabs herself goes into the blade. And like maybe I get what do I get when what are things that the blade can do? I think just the next time I hit, I'll have the like plus harm from the blade. Does that make sense as an opportunity? I don't know how the opportunity
Yeah, opportunities
works.
are hard, right? Especially in reactive moves where it's like a bad thing happened to you, but it doesn't have a mechanical, like opportunities aren't mechanical. It's not like,
oh, okay.
They're fictional. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe you just get the knife all fired up to do some killing. Like, you know, like it's momentum in this case. But again, opportunity doesn't have a mechanical effect. It's not like it's like give yourself another bonus momentum or like heal yourself for one. There's no indication I ever
it's
saw in the book.
It's supposed to be like fictional.
It's purely a fictional opportunity. Yeah. So in the same way that you're not supposed to be like, I took 2 harm and then I got a miss with a bad opportunity or whatever it's called. It doesn't double the harm or anything. It just means something worse happens fictionally. So I don't know. Maybe it like does something to bolster your dedication, or you're like you have to kill the witch, or like something that like puts you on the path, right? Because you just built 2 momentum from getting beat on.
Yeah.
So it feels to me like it would be more like something inspiring you internally, or yeah. I mean, some moves have specific mechanical bonuses, but I speaking as somebody who is designed a Powered by the Apocalypse game, you can't just throw around mechanical stuff willy-nilly. Like the system is designed so that there are fictional triggers for mechanical stuff. So yeah, we have some options, or we have, you know, something like that. Like unless it's specifically codified, an opportunity just has to be fictional.
Yeah, I'm like looking to see where it describes what like opportunity is supposed to be.
I mean, this is the hardest move to come up with one because there's no immediate fictional follow through on a you got
on
hurt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's probably
it doesn't have to be anything. Like
yeah.
So
maybe she's just like, this is more important than I thought it was, and just like more driven to.
Yeah, or maybe it like indicates that the sacrifice is good, or like those kinds of things, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I come back with the like letter of marque or whatever, the bounty that I wrote up. I slam it on the table. I'm like, get your shit. We're gonna go kill a witch.
And she's already like has everything packed and is like tying the bedroll onto her pack and is like, yes.
So cut then to like we're on our way out of Anuna, and I'm explaining something very important to you. I'm like, okay, so you know how there's let me see where the thing is. Man, where's my map legend? It is, I think, number 12. So I'll read you the description of the Evergreen Ruins before we get there. But before we do, something very important has to happen. So we're leaving the town. We both have our backpacks and our stuff. And I'm like, okay, so we have one more stop that we have to make before we go up into the mountains, and we go find this town and we deal with the witch. So you know how there's that like little area of grasslands kind of to the west of town? There's some farms out there. I have to pick somebody up on the way. I mean, he's been out in the fields for like a week, and I'm sure he's fine. He's a real asshole, but he can be helpful occasionally, sometimes. And I would feel like a jerk if I left him here and like something bad happened to him. Like this one time he got his head stuck in a log because he was trying to get some food, and he was like walking around with a log on his head for a while. It's just, he's an embarrassment and I hate him, but I have to make sure he's okay. And so I just wanted to warn you before you meet him. He's a giant idiot and he's very judgmental, but just let me deal with him, okay?
I hope this isn't how you describe me to other people.
No, of course not. Definitely. This is completely different. Listen, I've known this guy since I was a kid, and I'm kind of stuck with him, all right? And maybe later I'll explain the whole situation to you, but for now, just try to be patient with this giant idiot. God knows I have.
Sure.
So we walk out into this field, this like overgrown field, and there's maybe like some boulders, and we can see the river in the background and the mountains and stuff. And there's just this big ass woolly mammoth just standing in the field and maybe like eating some grass or something. And I walk up and I gesture broadly in his direction. I'm like, ta-da.
Are mammoths like animals that I would have seen before? Or is this like I have the one mammoth?
There are mammoths, but not in this like province, I don't think, really. Like I imagine they're from like further north and more like into the sort of steppes and stuff up there.
Okay. This is the big dumb idiot you were talking about?
And I laugh and I'm like, yes, this is he, my boon companion, Kudan.
And she like walks up to this massive mammoth, like huge creature, and is just kind of like hesitant, like got her hands up, and she's like, nice to meet you.
Do you want to try to compel my mammoth?
Sure. Yeah, I think she's just trying to like be like, please don't hate me, I guess, or eat me. I don't know. You're really big, and I've never seen a mammoth before.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally like an enormous monster. So,
okay.
Let me make a quick note. But here, so, Joa did some weird magic. Her knife.
Also, it says that we could roll on the oracle about my opportunity. And I think that the oracle for like major plot twist or whatever would be interesting. I looked at it. It seems relevant. Anyway, compel. I miss.
Yeah.
It's a miss. I don't. Kudan doesn't like me.
I dragged her out into the field and introduced her to the world's ugliest idiot, Kudan. They did not get along. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think it is? Like, why does Kudan not respond positively to you?
I don't know Kudan. I don't know what it would be about like me versus Kudan. I think like she's probably like Kudan senses that Joa is like afraid, maybe. Because there's this.
I mean, you're a dangerous human with ties to the old world, and I am a semi-human. Maybe Kudan is just protective. Maybe Kudan doesn't like your weird knife.
Yeah, maybe my weird knife smells weird.
Yeah, Kudan doesn't like your jerk off face. Doesn't like your jerk off attitude. He doesn't like you, jerk off. So yeah, maybe he's just protective of me. Yeah, so maybe as you come up, he like pushes you aside with his trunk and like kind of puts himself between us. And I look up at him and I'm like, yeah, you big idiot. And I like pat him on the leg and I look at you and I'm like, just give him some space. He's a sensitive baby. Aren't you? Big dumb baby. He can't understand a word I'm saying.
Right.
Listen, some people are friends with mammoths. Some people are friends with grandma knives. I don't know. Don't judge me, all right?
Is this creature coming with us?
Fuck yeah, he is. Standing out here in a field all day the last couple of weeks. What you been up to? Huh? What you been up to, you big idiot? You find some sexy mammoth ladies? Huh? Did you? I, like, punch him in the leg and he's just like, and like moves over. I'm like, you big moron. Here, carry my bag. And I throw my bag over one of his tusks. I'm like, come on. And I look at you and I'm like, you don't have to carry your own shit. Make him do it. He's huge.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Come here. Give me your bag.
No, thank you.
Your loss. And so we...
he doesn't like me.
He doesn't like you. All right. So Kudan distrusts Joa, probably because she's not as cool as me. What a shame. I'm sure they'll get along eventually. Right? Just like Saria. Kudan and Saria got along great before she fell in a river. On this very road.
Good. Excellent.
All right. So so I'm gonna try to lead us to the thing. I wonder if in this case it's worth making like journeying rolls to get there, because I've been there before.
You've already been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there before, and also from a like gameplay perspective, I'm much more interested in the delve than I am in like spending the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes like trying to find our way there.
Right.
So maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just go, because I've made this trip before. But if we were going somewhere new, I imagine I would want to roll.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so let me read the Evergreen Ruins. This is what we know about it already. So the tags I got for it are lush, blighted, and wide. It is a former village. We think maybe belonging to some kind of like mountain dwelling firstborn clan from a long time ago. It was abandoned a long time ago and reclaimed by an overgrowth of plant life. So despite the mountains being pretty barren, the village itself is like covered in, it's like green apocalypse, right? It's like, it's like Annihilation or like Last of Us, like stone dwellings overgrown with plants. And then probably there's some kind of like temple or whatever where the witch's lair. Plants grow on every surface. Animals come here because they smell like water, right, from the plants. And then the plants kill them, right? Because the plants are poison. All of the plants, everything here is poisonous or venomous or both. So I probably mentioned that on the way up. I'm like, yeah, so it's some kind of like tree witch. And there's all these plants around and vines and like fruit. And the fruit looks good. Don't eat it. It'll kill you. And I say that as much to you as I do to Kudan. Like, don't forget, dummy. But I know a way there. I know a safe way to get us there. And we just have to be careful not to trigger an avalanche like last time, but it'll be fine. And so, so I lead you there. Unless there's anything that you want to do along the way, maybe we make camp once on our way there.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that makes sense, because it's a multi like day journey, but it's not as dangerous as it was before. So yeah, maybe we make camp.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a quick look at that. So at some point we stop and light a fire and sit and eat some food. Let's see. Make camp. Roll plus supply. On a strong hit, you and your allies may each choose 2. Let me roll to make camp, because I can use Kudan for this.
Okay. Can I attempt to aid you?
I think so. I've got a +5 on the roll.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So there may not be a reason for you to risk.
I think you failed this before, though.
I failed it when I had to do it on my own. Kudan gives me the +5 because I can ignore rolling plus supply. So I'm gonna do that. I probably would like try to show off, right? Because the city, the town is your jam, but out here in the wilderness, like I'm like, I know what I'm doing. And I just
I go to help you.
Yeah,
I try, and you're like, I got this.
Check this out. And I like try to put the tent together and I knock it over. I'm like, I got this. I've done this 1,000 times. It's just like a different tent than I'm used to. Okay, the poles are shorter. Fuck off. And like, so I do this. And Kudan is actually like very helpful, right? Kudan like serves a purpose in this. You can see that he's doing most of the work. So let's make it
for an animal with no opposable thumbs. That's not.
He's got a trunk, right?
It's quite a feat.
The anachronistic joke here would say something about like, put your bag in his trunk, right? So he's gonna help me set up, And we're going to get ready. He's got tusks for digging. Let's see how we do. Mammoth health is 5. Modifier none.
God. Oh my God.
I don't want to play this game anymore. I just don't. I don't.
You've had a +5 and you said you didn't need help and then you failed in the worst way possible.
I hate role-playing games. That's it. That's it, everybody. The stream's over. I quit. No. I used to be good at RPGs. So
you have to pay the price.
I rolled a 9, which is almost the best I can do with a +5, right? So I got a 9, nearly impossible to fail. However, I rolled 2 10s on the challenge dice. 2. So it's a critical fail in the worst possible way. I blow it as massively as one can.
Okay, cool.
So that this is literally the worst possible result for me without succeeding. So okay, great. So I'm gonna just roll. I'm just gonna roll an oracle to see the nature of my paying the price here. So let's see. Where is pay?
It's a move, yeah.
Yep. It causes a delay or puts you at disadvantage. I mean, no shit. That's the failure, right? Like, I just something goes bad. So yeah, clearly the camp is a miserable mess and doesn't offer us any rest or respite. What does that look like? Like a failure this bad?
Maybe it's like you set up camp and you're like, this is great. It's a nice clear area. Look at this even ground. And then it ends up that we're still enough in the river area that this part, it was just off the water and it floods every night right here. And so we're laying down to sleep and then the river, while we're sleeping, creeps up and we wake up covered in water. All of our things are wet. The fire is out. Maybe we lose something or whatever. It's just it was a nice clear area by the river and you're cool beach. And then it's a little marshy or something flooding.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes sense. I'm trying to think. Maybe. Okay. So yeah, I like the idea. So let me record it. And then I think that it's something that we should still have an opportunity to respond to. Cause again, I don't want, it's the opposite of what we did before, right? The complication.
It didn't say that we lost, it was harmful or stressful or waste resources. It just says it causes a delay. So we just have to get up and run into the river and grab my bag, but we don't lose it because I think
because it's a complication, maybe there's a role to prevent that, right? Because again, it's fiction into role creates fiction, respond to the fiction with roles, we flow through that. So I think maybe there's a chance for us to gather some shit before the flooding gets it, response
some
role.
of the, in terms of the way pay the price oracle is written, there are some things that something's destroyed, something's lost, you waste resources, and this was not one of them.
Again, though, the oracles are not.
Well, I'm just saying that in terms of paying the price, we paid the price by not being able to make camp. This.
No, well, see, that's the trick here is we're not talking about just paying the price. We're talking about this being a complication. It's a critical fail.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's worse.
So the additional thing is because of the complication.
It can't just be you pay the price. It's you pay the price.
Right.
And it's way worse than it normally would
I forgot about that part. Okay.
Yeah. So I set up a totally excellent camp at the end of the first night. And Kudan must have fucked something up.
God, of course it was Kudan.
We woke up in 3 inches of icy river water and a bunch of our shit was floating away. All right, so yeah, maybe there's we scatter to try to grab our stuff.
Yeah.
Before this sudden flood carries it off. Okay. All right. So do you want to roll and I'll help you or?
Sure. Yeah. So is this a face danger?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And I think we're having to act with probably speed. I'm not great at edge. But that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you can help me and I can roll because my edge is real good.
Okay, so maybe I help you.
Okay.
I'll try to secure an advantage for you.
Okay.
With
I love the idea of like Joa standing on a rock being like, there, the bag. And I'm like, I'm trying to get it.
I'm trying
and I'm, like,
to secure an advantage for you with observation.
Fucking freezing. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to get a vantage point where I can look and be like, no, that's that way. It's dark. Like maybe I light a torch or something. So I'll use wit.